Okay, so this is just the second video on factorization. So I'm working now from exercise 1.3. I'm over onto page 10 at this stage, and I'm going to start off with question 39. So 39 says 15x squared minus 2x minus 8. So you're going to have to work out your guide number. So 15 by minus 8. We get minus 120. Again, with a guide number of 120, the factors, etc. Well, 1 and 120 clearly isn't going to work. Okay, but if you see there, 10 and 12 will. So it's either going to be 10 and minus 12 or minus 10 plus 12. You need a minus 2x, so this one won't work, but the other one will. So 15x squared plus 10x minus 12x minus 8. Here and here, 5x is common, leaving you with 3x plus 2. Here and here, well, the minus is going to be common. The highest common factor there is 4. Again, watching your signs there at the end. So 3x plus 2 and 5x minus 4. Okay. Okay, on to question 42. So quite a long question. You've got 2 times x plus 1 all squared, x plus 1. Okay, before you can do anything with this question, you're going to have to multiply out the brackets and tidy it up a little bit for yourselves before you can factorize it. Most people will be fine with this bit and the plus 3 dropping straight down. So this is 7x plus 7. Where I find most people make their mistakes is up here at the beginning term, the first term. A lot of people will multiply in the 2 first and then square out the brackets. And even when they square out the brackets, sometimes they make mistakes with that. What you have to understand is it's the x plus 1 that is being squared, not the 2. So you have to square out those brackets first and then multiply in the 2. Now, because you've got 3 things being multiplied, you can do it in different ways. You can multiply the 2 in first now, or you can multiply x plus 1 by x plus 1, and that's the way I'm going to do it. And the 7 and the 3 there at the end just add to give 10. So you've got 2 and 2 is 4, and 7 is 11x, and you've got 2 and 10 is 12. And you can see there now it's into a format that we recognize, quadratic trinomial, and we're just going to factorize that. So taking it up to the top, guide number is 24. We want 11, so 1 and 24 won't work, 2 and 12 won't work. So what other factors have you got? Well, you've got 3 and 8. You can see there 3 and 8 will work, or minus 3 and minus 8. Clearly the negatives aren't what we need. Uh, 8 and 12, of course 2 can come out, lads, but you take out the highest, take out the 4. And remember that these 2 brackets have to match. And you're finished. Okay, that's that question done. Okay, lads, I'm over on to exercise 1.4 now, and I'm going to do question 32. Okay, question What are we on? Question 32. You're asked to simplify and then factorise. So you've got 3x minus 2y all squared minus y times 5y minus 12. So again, you've got this squaring brackets thing. The one thing, and another common mistake that people make, is they just square each part. So they'll say that this is 9x, say this is 9x squared plus 4y squared. That's wrong, guys. Hey, you're leaving out a middle term. When you're doing something like this, you have to write it out fully. So 3x minus 2y and then these will multiply in. So minus 5y squared plus 12y. Make sure you watch your signs. So now you've got your arches here. So 3x by 3x is 9x squared minus 6xy minus another 6xy plus 4y squared minus 5y squared plus 12y. There are no other x squared, so you've just got 9x squared. Adding the two of these, minus 12xy minus y squared plus 12y. So I'm just going to have to go over onto the next page here, okay? So take it forward. And what you're asked to do is you're asked to just one second. Sorry guys, I didn't take it down right. That should be, let me just go back there, sorry now about this. That should be an x in there, okay? And then that would be minus 12xy. They're feeling that something wasn't working. That'll be 12xy, that'll be 12xy. And what you'll see there is, see, the two 12s, 12xy, they'll cancel. Okay, so just ignoring that, you'll end up with 9x squared minus y squared. As if you have a look there, that's the difference of two squares. 3x all squared minus y all squared, and then it'll be first plus second, first minus second. And you're finished. That's it, factorized. So, you know, be alert to things like that. You know, kind of have an idea of where the questions are going to go. Have an idea of what you expect to happen. I'll tell you why I thought that there was something up with the question, just so that you'll know. When I got to this line here, I saw the 9x squared and I saw the 12y. And I thought to myself, well, that'd be nice, that would work nicely as the difference of two squares. And I saw the minus 12xy, and then at the time this was a 12y, and I also saw the minus 12 and a plus 12, and I thought to myself, if there was an x in there, they would cancel very nicely and the question would finish tidily. Don't forget, the questions are often designed to finish nicely for you. So be alert to that kind of thing. Don't assume that you've taken it down right or that you haven't made a mistake. You should always have in your mind a general idea of what you think might happen with the question. Okay, we'll keep going. I'm over now onto exercise 1.5, and I'm going to do question 21, 22 and 24. So question 21 to start. You've got 8ax squared minus 22ax minus 6a. Now this isn't a question that is the, well, it might be in a second. Something like this, there are too many variables, so it's definitely not going to be a quadratic trinomial, even though there is the makings of one in there. If you have a look, there's an x squared and x and whatnot. So we're going to try and do is see if we can factorize something out first of all, and then see where it takes us. So having a look at the three terms, the highest common number factor that can come out will be a 2. And if you also look closely, there's an a in every part, leaving you with 4x squared minus 11x minus 3. So the 2a is out to the front. If you have a look at this bit now, it's a quadratic trinomial. So you'll use your guide number is minus 12. You're looking to get 11. Well, obviously there 12 and minus 1, or minus 12 and plus 1. That won't work. So, and the 2a will drop down all the way down. So you'll have 4x squared minus 12x plus x minus 3. The 2a drops down. You take out what's common here, put in a good big bracket. 4x is common. I'll leave you with x minus 3. 1 is common here. X minus 3 again. And sometimes the double brackets will come in there. Just you need to get used to them. 2a. Some people put in square brackets though sometimes for the larger part. You'd be left with x minus 3, 4x plus 1. And that's it, fully factorized. Next question, question 22. 2ax squared. It's going to be a very similar question. 6ax minus 20a. You're going to factorize out 2a first of all. We use the square brackets this time. X squared plus 3x minus 10. Dealing with the part inside the square brackets, the guide number there is minus 10. So you need to look up and see if you can figure out your so we know it's going to be 2 and minus 5, or 5 and minus 2. We just have to decide which one it is. That one won't work. When we add them together, it gives us minus 3 instead of plus 3. So the 2a will drop down. X squared plus 5x minus 2x minus 10. 2a. What's common here and here? X plus 5. Minus 2, x plus 5. Again, watch the sign there at the end. Remember, if you take out a minus, you must account for it inside the bracket on the last term. 2a, x plus 5, x minus 2. And you're finished there. That x there shouldn't be there. Okay, and the last question then here on this one is question 24. I'll tell you what, I'll put that in the next page. So question 24, a long question. You've got 2x plus a, 4x. That minus in the middle is going to cause problems, so you need to be careful about it. So what you're going to do, again, it's the simplification first. You're going to do the two parts separately, but at the same time you're going to be very, very mindful that that minus is going to impact on the second half of the question, and I'll show you how you deal with that in a moment. So 2x by 4x is 8x squared minus 4ax plus 4ax minus 2a squared minus, use your square bracket, 18y squared you notice that will cancel, they will cancel. You'll be left with 8x squared minus 2a squared minus your square bracket then 18y squared minus 2a squared. You deal with a square bracket the exact same as a round bracket. It means the exact same thing. It's just to distinguish between different parts of a question. That minus will still have to multiply into both terms. So just drawing it together a little bit, 8x squared minus 2a squared minus 18y squared plus 2a squared. And of course you can see again, like I say, the questions are set up so that they will cancel. What you'll notice though, guys, is if you're alert to what you think is going to happen, like I think the difference of two squares is going to happen next. But if you're alert to what's happening, you can see that sometimes a question can be hindered for you. Back up here. If you didn't multiply that correctly, that this plus by the minus to give the minus, if you wrote that down as a plus, well then these two wouldn't cancel for you when you got further down the question. Okay? So that's what I'm saying about your signs, particularly at the end, and it often happens with when people are multiplying the last two terms in bracket multiplication. Okay, so continuing on, what have you got? 8x squared minus 18y squared. It looks like it's going to be the difference of two squares. See if we can make it happen. Factorize out the 2. You'd be left with 4x squared minus 9y squared. 2. I'm going to change that to a square bracket. 2x all squared, 3y all squared, and then it's the difference of two squares, so it'll be 2 multiplied by 2x plus 3y and 2x minus 3y. And at this stage then you could even drop the square brackets because it's all multiplication anyway. So 2x plus 3y, 2x minus 3y.